Here is the easiest way to master Cantonese tones if you keep messing them up. Whether you speak it at home but never really learned it formally, or you're new to Cantonese entirely, learning Cantonese tones is absolutely the most important step after you'd Ping Fao's initials to learn the language. So Chinese is a tonal language, meaning one word in the wrong tone will have a completely different meaning. For example, the word say in tone 3 means for, but if you say it in tone 2, say, it means to die. And so you don't want to mess that up, right? So there's 6 Cantonese tones in total. You might have heard that there's 9, and that's not incorrect, but really without overcomplicating your life, the other 3 are ones you can worry about almost never, and the 6 tones pretty much cover all Cantonese words. So now let's go over the 6 main tones real quick. First tone is what we call the high-pitched flat tone. Best way to think about it, do, re, mi, fa, so, that high flat tone. For example, si, tin, sam, mao, biu, tang. All of those are do, re, mi, fa, so, that exact same high flat tone. Now, where learners commonly struggle with this one is they feel they need to over-exaggerate the flatness of it. See? No, think of it like music class. By the way, I was bad at music, so I'm just guessing this is what music class was like. But all you need to do is just hit that note. You don't need to even maintain it flat. Just hit that note and just dip. Okay, for example, see, go, right? I don't need to go, because that's where you can struggle, because trying to maintain that note, and this is what a lot of learners try to do. They try and like really exaggerate the tone and be like, go, but then it's really easy to kind of waver and be like, go or go, right? So just, all you gotta do is, if you're speaking and you hit that note, you hit tone 1. All right, next we got the third tone. What? Whoa, Sheldon, what about the second tone? Did we just skip it? Yes, we skipped it. Why did we skip it? Well, Cantonese has 2 tone types, flat tones and what we call contour tones. Flat tones are in the name itself. It was like we just had the first tone, high and flat, right? Contour tones I'll explain shortly, but first let's explain all the flat tones first. So now the third tone is the middle flat tone. Best way to think about it, do, re, mi, fa, say, si, dun, fa, which is actually a Cantonese word, actually, fa. Alright, so tone 3, middle flat. Now with all flat tones, we need to make sure that the pitch remains steady throughout the whole syllable without any rises or falls. And so once again, the easiest way to make sure you don't mess this up is to do what I mentioned earlier, right? Don't try and hold the note for a long time because then you might mess it up and falter it, right? Just hit the note and move on. Say, si. Alright, so now the last of the flat tones is the 6th tone. It's the low and flat one. Best way to think about it, do, re, mi, fa, go back down 1, mi, man, yeet, sup, die, my, see, Now I know what you're thinking, Sheldon, this is kind of hard. What if I get it wrong? Before we get into contour tones, I want to share exactly my method to make tones easier, and I call it the humming method. So the humming method breaks up the tones into 2 parts. First, hum the tone, and then we'll fit the word into the tone. So for example, tone 1 is bum, 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 right? And then once you kind of get used to humming it, then fit the word into the tone. Go, teen, right? Then fit the word into the tone, but first hum it. Now let's get into the contour tones. The reason they're called contour tones is because they're not flat, so it's like a contour, your face. There's 3 contour tones. Let's start with the easy one. So the second tone is a high rising tone. You're starting from a low voice and then you're rising up. Do not wobble, just keep rising it. Rise it from low all the way to high. Si, sexy, eat poo, eat. So according to the humming method, it sounds like this. O si, poo, si, from low to high. The key for this one is, remember, there's a little extra push. It's not, you're not just going from low to middle. You're going from low to middle to top. Fifth is the mid-rising tone. Now it's very close to tone 2, so it's a little challenging. It's a rising tone as well, but the rise is not as dramatic because it only goes from low to mid rather than low to high. So according to the humming method, it's kind of like this. Notice how for the humming method, tone 2, it goes like this. Gong. Right? If we go to tone 2, it'd be tou, ngan, gong. So it's an easy tone to say, but it's a hard tone to differentiate. So kind of think about it like a shrug. Tone 5 is like a shrug, like see, versus like a see, like see, fist up in the air, Like, you're really going up into it. Now, before we get to the last tone, I really need to mention this to you. So many people can get discouraged with these two sets of tones, the 3-6 and the 2-5. And I want to say it's controversial, but you have permission to mess these up. Chinese teachers will spend hours trying to perfect this, and by the end of that hours, you'll find that you can't say a word, but you've worked on some random tone and you get discouraged. You're like, wow, I spent all that time and all I can do is say something, like, what did I learn? And so don't try and perfect this right now, okay? 80-20, okay? If your pronunciation isn't perfect, people will still understand you. If your tones are wrong, people will still understand you. But if you can't form a sentence and speak, no one will understand you. And so especially with Chinese, which is a language that relies so heavily on context, people are always clarifying which version of the word was said because they all have the same sound. And so to simplify our lives, and teachers are going to hate me for this, but there are 6 tones in the beginning. If you're struggling with 6, simplify it. Put 3 and 6 and 2 and 5 into one tone. There is the high flat tone, tone 1. Then there is just the flat tones, tones 3 and 6. Okay? Then there's the rising tones, right? Tones 2 and 5. So put those together as one tone. There's the rising tone. Then there is the falling tone, which is tone 4 that we'll go to in a bit. Okay? Simplify the 6 and just make it 4. Don't spend hours on tones. Don't spend hours on that first line because you can refine it later. But trust me on this because I want to make sure that this is the last time you ever say, I'm going to learn this language. All right? I don't want you to try to learn this language and then a year later you're still trying to learn the language. Or like 2 years later you're still trying to learn the language and you're still at the same point. I want this to be the last time you say, I'm going to learn this language. And so trust me, you need to get a positive feedback loop to get it. Otherwise you're going to say, screw this, I'm going to give up. So do not spend too much time on the tones or caring about pronunciation. It is not important in the beginning. Okay, so now let's get into the last tone, tone 4, the low falling tone. Best way to think about it, do, do, do. Technically on the music scale, do, re, mi, fa, so, do is like technically low flat, but if you actually hear it, it does have a slight fall. Like do, 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 re, mi, fa, so, do, right? It's a slight fall, and so it's actually a pretty accurate representation of tone 4 in Cantonese, which is a falling tone. It's a fall from a low pitch to an even lower pitch. So for example, do, si, loi. So the humming method looks like this. Boom, boom. It is from low to lower. It's not a chop sound like the Mandarin one. It's not like ling, right? Yun, yun. It's yun, moon, pang, ling, si, gan, boom, boom, okay? Alright, so that's it on Cantonese tones. Don't obsess over it too hard. Alright, just be familiar with it. Now click here to learn Yuping, and click here if you're a Cantonese speaker that wants to learn Mandarin. 再见.